What's going on, guys? My name's Corrupt, and today I have for you guys my ultimate Town Hall 10 Laloon attack strategy guide. This guide is going to really be everything that you need to know about the Laloon attack strategy, and we're not just going over the basics of how to use the Laloon so you guys understand it. We're also going to be showing you guys and talking about how to use 3 different variations of this attack strategy that are current meta attacks to get you 3 stars. So we're going to be starting off with the basics before we actually go into the strategies. So when you guys are doing the Laloon attack strategy, I see a lot of times where people will spam the loons, and just drop the hounds going to the 2 air defenses, unless you have more loons, or more hounds. But this is not the best way to do a Laloon. And actually how you want to do your Laloon is a little bit differently. You want to do it surgically like you sometimes do with hogs. However, the loons benefit from this more because of the fact that they do splash damage. So the best thing to do with them is dropping 2, 3, 4, 5 on a specific defense. So what you're going to see on screen is the number of loons per defense chart. This one was made by me. I customly made this one, however, well, specifically for Town Hall 10, but the other one for Town Hall 12s, and roughly it has a good chunk of a lot of good information for 11s and 12s. If you guys are watching this video, then feel free to go ahead and check out Carbon Finn's video on it, which I will leave a link down in the description for that one. And it's definitely a good video. It really discusses basically the same things. It just kind of goes over the math, and it's a really good video still, especially 7 months after it's been uploaded. So definitely, and if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe to him as well. And if you haven't subscribed to me yet, hit that subscribe, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss an upload. Now, when we talk about the number of loons, you're only going to need 2 loons for only 3 defenses. The mortar, the bomb tower, and the Tesla. Those will only take 2 loons to take out. However, 3 is needed to take out the cannon, archer tower, air defense, and air sweeper, while 4 needs to be able to take out a wizard tower, and 5 to take out the expo and the wizard tower, the multi or single infernos. So there you guys go. That is all the defenses there, how many loons you're going to need to take them out, and all of that going forward. So now when you start planning your attack, you want to kind of see, are those defenses sort of clumped up together? And what I mean by that is, do you kind of take a look at the base and see what is there? Like, do you see an archer tower, 2 Teslas, a wizard tower? Then you may want to stack more loons there to take out all of those and actually one-shot each of them. You just want to make sure that you stack a good chunk of loons, so then you never know when there's like a seeking air mine or a red air bomb or something like that that will come in and take out a loon or 2 and will actually ruin the one-shots. So you really want to make sure that you guys realize that when you're kind of looking at the base, and also when you're Laloing. Now, the other thing about the Laloon is you really want to make sure that you know exactly where. And usually you're either going to go clockwise or counterclockwise, depending where your main funnel or kill squad started. So if you're using a Sui hero, you may want to go any direction that is near an air defense, so then you guys can get a lot of good value. Same with an Electron, and same with a Queen Charge or Queen Walk Lavaloon. So it's definitely some other things. Those are the 3 strategies we're going to be talking about. So let's go ahead and jump into the first attack strategy we're going to be talking about. The first one we have for you guys is going to be the Sui hero Lavaloon attack strategy. So what makes this strategy very easy to learn and use is all you're doing is bringing the heroes. That's it. That's all you're bringing. That is your main kill squad. That is all that you're trying to do. Now, usually, you may want to use some wall breakers. This will help in the long haul in terms of breaking into a specific area and getting some value. That is usually a really good idea, and it's actually a really good idea to do, especially when you're just using your heroes. So it's a really good idea to bring the wall breakers to break in so you can get more value with just those 2 heroes. It's usually a really good idea. Now, what you're looking for in terms of a Sui hero is you're looking for any air targeting defenses. And if you can get a multi, then that's even better. So you really want to take a look at the base, see where can I open up, and go from there. Now, sometimes you may want to use a free spell, especially if there's a multi. If you notice in the scout, while you're scouting, is that if the multi goes over the wall and where you want a wall break, you may want to use a free spell. And the main reason the free spell is effective here is because it allows the wall breakers to not get hit by the multi-beam and rather open up the wall. So this will allow them to open that wall more effectively. I know you guys have probably seen that in a couple of my previous videos, but definitely I wanted to mention that in this video where it is extremely important for you guys to remember. Now, the Sui hero is trying to get, as I said, any air targeting defenses, wizard towers, archer towers, the infernos, expos, anything that they can get. Usually expos and infernos are going to be a little bit deeper set into the base. However, if you can actually get those defenses, then they actually might be very good to get in terms of overall value. So after that, after all that's said and done, notice where you guys can start your Lavaloon and start from there. Now, this attack strategy can be done without a CC or without a Stone Slammer or Battle Blimp or Wall Wrecker. No siege is required for this attack. You can bring a Hound Loon in the CC if you guys don't have any Town Hall 12s. It's a really good idea to bring one, especially if you don't have any Town Hall 12s. But again, it is highly recommended that you at least bring a siege machine if you have Town Hall 12s. Other than that, I can't say more about this because, well, you will need a siege. If not, then, bringing that Hound will help a lot. Now, when you're starting to go through the rest of the base, using that Lalo in a clockwise or counterclockwise motion, and also bringing Rage if you're going to be using that on the back end or as they start moving through on the inside of the base, bringing a heal spell is another really good idea to heal over a multi or wizard towers or really where they're getting hit a lot and they need to be healed up. Or, actually, no, I'm sorry, and you will be bringing those haste spells. And the haste spells are specifically going to be used to get them into the base and also move them through the base. Unlike that Rage, if you guys have seen my spell video, then you're going to, mainly what that haste spell does is it speeds them up quicker than a Rage spell does. So you really want to make sure that you guys understand that as they push into the base with the haste spells. So it's really good to bring those as well. And maybe sometimes you may want to use a freeze on a multi to stun it there so that then your loons can take it out quicker. So that's definitely another option for this one. However, that is really the gist of the town or of this attack strategy of the Sui hero Lavaloon. And we're next going to go ahead and jump into the next strategy, which is going to be the Electron. The Electron attack strategy is definitely one that you guys should be using, especially in the current meta where the Stone Slammer is really dominant. Now, you will need a siege machine for this attack strategy. Unlike the previous attack strategy, this one does require it, specifically because of the Electron Loon and that clone spell. You can't do this without a siege machine. It's just not worth the effort. So you really want to bring that siege machine, especially if you do. If you don't have a siege machine, then you may want to avoid this attack strategy. Or go ahead and look for a Town Hall 12. Now, this attack strategy I will be talking about again, just like the previous video I did on the Electron, which I will leave a link down to it in the description below if you guys want to go ahead and check that video out. Now, the Electron attack strategy is obviously using two different kill squads and the Lavaloon portion. The Electron portion is mainly trying to get any other value, and if you're not going to be starting out with the Queen and trying to break in to get the enemy Queen, then you're usually going to be using the Electro Dragon Loon to take out the enemy Queen, enemy CC, and at least one air defense and whatever other value it can get. The Sui here, on the other hand, all it's going to do is very similarly to the previous attack strategy. All you want to do with that one is just try and get some value, use some wall breakers to break in if you want. However, you're just mainly trying to get just a little bit of value from the outside. and then you can then start the Lavaloon portion, where again, it's very similarly to the other one. However, you may want to bring a heal spell rather than a rage, but you're usually going to use that rage spell with the Electro Dragon, because that Electro Dragon shoots slow. That rage spell will make it faster, so you really want to make sure that you use that rage spell for that one, and then bring haste and also bring heal, because that heal spell, that one heal spell, will really make the difference going forward. If you can get a multi with the Electron kill squad, then that could be a really good idea too, because that will leave you with one less multi-inferno to even deal with. If you're going against singles, you may want to be careful, but you really won't have to worry, since you most likely will take out that single, and also everything else will start going through, since the Lava Hounds there will tank for that other single target inferno, plus the loons will just, one loon at a time for that single inferno. So as you start moving through, using the haste spells to get in, you can even use a free spell if you want for the back end, but usually saving that heal spell for the back end will really help greatly. Just remember that the no spells actually work on the Stone Slimer itself, but once the Stone Slimer pops, you're able to use the cloned loons and the Electro Dragon. Just remember to place your clone early, because that loon comes out first, and then that will disperse into even more loons. So you really want to make sure it's almost like a wall of loons separating that from the defenses and the E-Dragons. So you really want to make sure that you guys can use that properly. So as I said again, you just really want to make sure that you guys know exactly where you're going to be entering in. Wherever the Electron happened is where you're going to be going through. And I forgot to mention this at the beginning, you can either do the Electron kill squad first or the Sui hero first. So it's always up to you, but usually it doesn't matter. All you're going to have to do is just take a look at where you're going to start your Lalo, and you'll be all set. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at our last attack strategy. This one is going to be using a Queen Walk this time, and we will kind of explain that a little bit more in depth. But we're looking at the Queen Walk / Queen Charge Lavaloon attack strategy. Queen Walk / Queen Charge Lavaloon attack strategy is one of the strongest attack strategies to be using at Town Hall 10, and it's due to the fact of that Queen Charge just being amazingly strong in the current meta. And what you really want to do with that Queen Walk or Queen Charge is really get a lot of good value. If you guys don't know how to do a Queen Walk or a Queen Charge, well, go ahead and check out my Queen Walk video to learn more about how to do that technique. Now, when you're using this technique, what you really want to figure out is what defenses should I get, and what other key objectives should I get? Well, your main objectives should be the enemy CC and enemy Queen, along with any air targeting defenses, whether this be a Wizard Tower, an Archer Tower, a Inferno Tower. You gotta just figure those out. An Air Sweeper probably. Those are usually really good in terms of this attack strategy. So you just really want to pinpoint what you can get. Now, by breaking into this or into a base with this strategy, you want to make sure that you guys choose either an Earthquake spell or a Jump spell. Earthquake has a better benefit than the Jump spell, where you guys can actually plan out where you're going to place it, because that Earthquake, it doesn't go away like a Jump spell. It stays there for the entire raid, unlike a Jump spell where you have to time it correctly. Now, if I were you, you may want to bring a Jump spell. It's only 2 housing space. However, if you want to sacrifice that housing space and bring an Earthquake spell, then you may want to do that. Remember, you need 4 Earthquake spells to break into the base. So each of them is only going to be 1 housing space. So that's going to be 4 housing space that you're going to be bringing. So you really want to make sure that you guys know exactly what the base is, and also if you want to use the Jump or you want to use the Earthquake. Now, when you're going into the base, as I said, getting the key objectives, and once you do that, you don't have to worry too much about the Queen. Just make sure you pop her ability when necessary. Also using the Poison spell on the enemy CC to make sure that Queen stays alive as she starts going into the base and getting rid of that enemy CC along with any skellies that are going to distract her. Now, the other thing is, is that with that Lavaloon is you just really want to make sure that you know exactly which way you're going to go. So you're either going to go counterclockwise or you're going to go clockwise. It depends on how the base is designed and where you're going in from. So you just really want to make sure that you guys do that. Now, usually you will be using rage spells, heal spells, and haste spells. The rage spells are going to specifically be used for the queen walk because when you use that rage spell, you want to keep that queen alive as she goes through. So enveloping the healers will allow that queen walk / queen charge to stay alive through the rest of the base. And you really want to make sure that you use those rage spells effectively so that then you don't make sure that that queen gets taken down early. Now, using the heal spells with the back-end Lavaloon is a really good idea, and also even bringing the haste spells is a really good option, just because the haste is going to send the loons into the base, since your queen is going to get a hefty amount of value from just that portion. You will be able to use the haste spells inside the base to get a lot of good value to push the loons into the base. Just remember that haste spell will speed up the loons a lot more than a rage spell does. But if you do envelop them in a rage spell as well, that's also a really good idea. Another thing is just make sure that you set your funnel for your queen walk with like a baby dragon. You really want to make sure that you can do that. And then also setting another funnel with some wizards and also with the king, because that will allow you to set a good funnel and allow you to then send in your attack to go straight into the base and then start using the Lavaloon portion. Just make sure that you guys know exactly where those the air sweepers are, and you will be all set. This strategy, just like the Sui Lalo, you don't always need a siege machine. However, the siege machine is kind of necessary with this attack strategy. It's usually a good idea to bring it. But if you don't, just bring the Hound and Loon and you will be all set. So that, guys, is going to do it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And if you guys did, why not leave a like and subscribe for more of my content. And if you guys want to go ahead and share with your clanmates, you guys can. The link to it is, go ahead and share it with your clanmates so that then they can become better attackers at Town Hall 10 with the Lavaloon attack strategy. And also, if you guys want to go ahead and hit me up on Twitter, that link is going to be in the description below. And don't forget to don't forget to join my Discord and also the Extra Humanity Family Discord. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.